Everyone, I was out on travel and wanted to bring an update to a case that really kind of captured my attention earlier this year, and it's a sad case. For those of you who didn't hear, in about 2022, the gentleman by the name of Chad Dowerman lives out in Claremont County, Ohio, out in Monroe Township, began plotting the killing of his three sons. He had three sons, Clayton, Hunter, and Chase, who were 7, 4, and 3. And in June of 2023, last year, um, he came home from work early on that date and asked his three sons and his wife to come into the primary bedroom there at the house to take a nap. And as the kids were laying down and everyone was asleep, he opened up a gun safe and shot and killed his second oldest son, the 4-year-old, shot him in the head with a 22, killing him. And then his wife tried to get the other two children to safety. There was a stepdaughter that was actually in the house, something that I wasn't aware of, and she actually witnessed this and ran after the children, the boys, and tried to tell the oldest boy, to run and run and run. And the oldest boy, the 7-year-old, his father chased him into a field and shot him from behind, and then shot him again point blank in the head. And then he carried the body back over to their front yard. After the stepdaughter went inside of the house and picked up the 3-year-old and tried to escape, Dowerman followed her and aimed the rifle at her. And, he tried to fire. He actually shot and tried to fire, pull the trigger, but he ran out of ammunition. And at that point, the baby, the youngest one, the 3-year-old, ran into his mom's arms. And, she was trying to render aid to the other two boys, and the stepdaughter got away. And one of the neighbors actually called the police. He went inside and carried out the middle boy, the middle child's body that he had already killed, and laid him out in the yard, and then had tried to wrestle the child away from his wife, biting her. She grabbed the rifle, and then he ended up shooting her in the thumb, and then she dropped the child, and then he shot and killed the child, shot him in the head, and then laid down all three of the brothers together, and then sat down and watched his wife try to resuscitate the children. And then he got arrested shortly thereafter. Just absolutely horrific. He recently, they were going to put him on a capital murder case, and then he ended up, basically just agreeing to a sentence of life in prison without the possibility of parole. Now, of interest, he had never been given any kind of medication and had never actually been treated for any kind of mental illness. During some of the police interviews, he was clearly delusional. He made some statements while he was in jail talking to his brother that were just absolutely heinous. And, the fact when we start talking about, the insanity defense, it would have been a hard sell, because getting a jury to overlook all of that, that's a tough sell. That's a tough sell. He seemed pretty intent he was going to kill those boys. For whatever reason, in his mind, he needed to do that. But the fact that he actually didn't specifically target the stepdaughter, and the fact that he didn't specifically target his wife, clearly shows that there is something driving him to take the life of the three boys, but not necessarily something driving to kill the stepdaughter or to kill his wife. And I think that the opportunity for the defense to really exert a strong defense, maybe that's actually what got him, where he didn't get the death penalty. Maybe that's why he actually got the deal that he did. But just an absolutely horrific story all around. It's one that you don't see, that often with fathers or mothers killing their children, but it's certainly one that you don't want to see very often. But I wanted to bring that up to you, kind of just tell you what my thoughts are. So until next time, Raider Nation.